I'm great. Come out of here with a win? Shoot. Start us off, Jeff.
Yeah, so was offensively, was it Patriots or was it you guys?
Yeah, I think, that's a good defense. That's a really good defense. They're really well coached. There's a couple that I've seen Smitty, little throws on the sideline where I've seen Smitty get out of those and spin out of those, and they made really good tackles. That team, Bill Belichick coach team, it's going to be well coached, and I thought that's exactly what it was. Now, was it our cleanest performance offensively? No. We have a lot of mistakes to clean up, and we got a short time to do so. But I thought that we just didn't finish some drives. We got in a rut a little bit in the second quarter, and then didn't finish some drives late in the game. And Jake did a really good job of, we had a lot of confidence in Jake to kick the field goals to put us up a couple scores. But I just ton of respect. There's a lot of good players on that Patriot defense also. Starting with Judon and they all play really solid football. I got a lot of respect for that team.
You mentioned the rut there in the second quarter. It seemed pretty run heavy at that time. Was that part of the rut? What was the thing
that we ran?
That was
it was hard. It was hard to get. It was just hard. We weren't winning on first down, and we were getting ourselves into second down, and that's on everybody, right? That's on the us putting in the play. First and foremost, us putting the players in position to succeed, and then us being able to execute. And so the rut was just that we weren't winning on first and second down, and getting ourselves in the third down, and not manageable. And so again, some of it was. The run game and some of it was the pass game, and it was I think it was equally. I got to look at the game obviously to have a better answer for you, but I thought it was a little bit of both that we struggled in both parts of that game right there. And again, like I said, it starts with us, myself and Brian, putting them in the right positions to succeed.
What was behind the decision to sit down and make Shotpenny inactive today?
There was just a number count. I mean, you saw that. I don't ever want to come out of a game where DeAndre Swift has only 2 touches either. And so, we were where we were with numbers and some of the things. Our first 3 guys through camp are those 3 guys that dressed. And so, like I said, with Boston to have 4 backs up when Boston and DeAndre both only had 1 carry, we got to play that number game.
You mentioned Swift. Goddard only had 1 target. Were they doing something to take him away, or was he just not part of things?
Sometimes it's going to be. Sometimes it's going to, this reminds me a lot of last year against the Lions. Smitty had no catches against the Lions last year. This year it was Dallas. We can't go a game without getting him the football. He's too good of a playmaker. But there were some things that the Patriots did that made it difficult for us to be able to get him some quick, easy touches. So that happens. And so some of the plays that you think that you can get easy touches for your guys, quick. Don't necessarily happen for your backs and tight ends when you play a Patriot-style defense. And so, again, hats off to them. They made it hard for us to get the ball to our playmakers, and that's what a defense like that usually does is try to take away your good playmakers. So we had to get it to the other guys.
Ryan, how did he do his first time in the play call?
I thought he was awesome. I thought he adjusted. We're always taught. Communication was great. I didn't feel the operation problems on the offensive side. We had some operation problems elsewhere, which I'm sure you all will ask me about. But I thought Brian was completely – Brian's cool and calm and just got a great demeanor about himself. I thought he called a great game. I thought he, made some adjustments in the second half to throw it a little bit more, knowing that we were struggling in the run game. And that was, we're gonna if we throw it 20 times in a row, it's because that's what we think the right thing to do. If we run it 20 times in a row, that's what we think the right things to do. And Brian, and that's conviction. And I thought Brian had conviction today, and I was really happy with the way he performed. Brian performed as the offense coordinator today.
Nick,
I'm coming to you.
Jalen has not played in a real game since February 12th. Do you think that had anything to do? We know he's better than that, what he was today. Do you think that had anything to do with it kind of shaking off?
I'll definitely reevaluate some of the preseason stuff next year. I know they played the first 2 years that we were here. They only played one series against the Jets in 2022. Maybe I should have played them, a series or two this preseason, and I already wrote that in my notes. And I'm constantly self-evaluating myself, and and I'm not promising anything. And I know y'all will remember this conversation and play it, and that's okay. But I have to, I'll reevaluate that, and second thought, if I had to do it over again right now, I would say, I would have played the starters 1 or 2 drives in the preseason. But next year will be a new thing with new situations and new everything. So I'm not worrying about that right now. I just got it in my notes to think about right now, though.
On the 4th and 2 at the 2-minute mark, what made you want to keep your offense on the field, and why was that the play call?
Yeah, again, we just try to give them options in situations like that. I guess really the word, again, I'm going to say is conviction. Conviction that our offense is going to succeed. Conviction that we'll call the right play to put them in position to make a play. And conviction, if we don't, that our defense will get a stop. It was a little bit, I know I'm going to hear it from my dad when I get on the phone with him when we land in Philadelphia and I'm driving back to my home. I'm going to call my dad. I'm going to wake him up, and I know exactly what he's going to say. That would exact question you just asked me right there. So I better have an answer for him, too. Yeah, it is. It is. I was convicted there. It didn't work. It didn't work. Sometimes that's going to happen. That you make that call that you feel good about, but it's about the process that you put to get to that position. That there wasn't a hesitation in my mind because we've put ourselves in that scenario in the film room all week. We didn't execute. On second thought, we got to get them in a little bit better play. We're always going to look at ourselves first. But I was convicted in that. Kind of like I was convicted in accepting the penalty on 4th down when it was 4th and 11 to put him back because I didn't want him to get points on the board. That would have gave him 3 potentially right there. If I make that call, pull them back in the 3rd and 20, and they convert, I'm the dumbest coach in the world. If they don't convert, I'm the smartest coach in the world. So I understand that. And so it's always about conviction. And it's always about, I can look myself in the mirror knowing that I've put myself in those scenarios. Us as a staff have put ourselves in those scenarios and thought through those things so we don't make knee-jerk reactions in a game. So I do feel good about that preparation and that process.
You were aggressive there, but it seemed like on some third downs you weren't aggressive. Run calls.
Yeah, that's not necessarily true. Like a run call can be aggressive. It doesn't have to be a pass to be aggressive. And so I actually think calling a run play in a 3rd and 8 situation is aggressive. It's not what's the word? It's not common. That's not the word I was looking for. Yeah, that was an easy one. I'm thinking of another word. It's unique, but we thought we were aggressive with that style of play that we ran in that scenario. So I respectfully disagree with not being aggressive. We just thought it was the right call for that scenario, Jeff.
Burn a timeout in the first half to get it
I hate
back.
that. I hate that.
What did you?
It was operation that we need to clean up. You're not going to come out and play your cleanest game. We talked about it an awful lot, but we had some mistakes, and that's on us as coaches. And anytime you have to burn a timeout like that with the guys down the field, because we didn't start as coaches communication first, and that's always there. Don't look at anybody else but me in that. Don't look at Sean Desai. Don't look at the defensive coaches. Don't look at the offensive coaches. Don't look at the special teams coaches. That's always on me because it starts with me telling them, hey, we're kicking it. Hey, we're punting it. Hey, we're going for a field goal. That's always anytime something like that happens, it's on me. Now I get upset with myself and I might be yelling it up, but that's always on me in those scenarios. And it was in this case. I actually had to do it twice, so I'm kicking myself about that, and I'll make sure that I'm working my butt off to fix that.
All right. How do you think
Go ahead, Ed.
thanks. How do you think the defense looked? I mean, a lot of new starters, new faces.
Anytime you create 2 turnovers that lead to 14 points, that's big time, right? That's the difference in the game, right? Jordan making that great play on the screen, and then also the coverage that happened and the pressure that happened on the interception for a touchdown that Slay finished. Slay's got a great knack to get the ball and finish plays like that. And so obviously we had a lot to clean up on all phases, but I was pleased with the defense and the pressure that we got, and it was. There was some Mac Jones, I thought, did a really nice job, and Bill O'Brien again. So much respect for Coach O'Brien. Man, I've seen him call plays for a long time, being in that division, and I just think he's an outstanding play caller. And he did a good job of, getting the ball out of Mac's hands, and Mac did a good job of seeing it. But where I was really excited was, there was a couple times there I'm like, we got to get to this quarterback at some point. And then, in two of the biggest moments in the game, we did. And so, but that's the waves that we can come out at with the defensive line. So great job by them. Also, great job by us to get to the quarterback when we needed to. Yeah.